Good morning, Discover Crypto fan. We got a brand new studio set for you guys today, but more importantly, we're going to be diving into not only why we believe the markets might be delayed, but a potential breakout pattern forming for, of course, XRP, with news telling us, guys, man, September looks like a bumpy road ahead. Of course, today, guys, well, I'm Josh with Jake, for you guys that don't know, but I got my co-host here, DZ, with us on the sticks.
Yeah, we're at the new studio, same building, same room, but everything is different. The camera place is different. I don't even know where to look. Should I look here? Should I just turn? Is this how I'm supposed to do the show?
No. Not quite. Not quite. Well, there you go. Get pumped up.
Bitcoin.
Yeah. And then we got, of course, Drew with us behind the scenes today with the new actually location here. The backdrop's way cooler. So we don't have the we don't even have the monitors yet, so I can't actually see how you look over there. If you look good in the corner, or if you
I got my flannel on.
Got the flannel. Got the flannel. Well, chat. Let us know how you guys are feeling today. If you guys are picking up some altcoins, I will be opening up, as you can see on my screen here. Before we get into the market update, I am watching for a flash wick here to do another outstanding trade with you guys live. Last week, I believe we made a $500 trade with you guys live on, of course, stream here. And we continue to do so in the Telegram chat. So if you guys haven't joined our free Telegram, it's completely free. All you got to do is sign up for CoinW. The link will be in the description below, or you can also find it on my X here by simply going to the top of the Twitter page, clicking on the link.me, and of course, going down to the exclusive Telegram here. DZ will be joining us in there as well, and we've been doing amazing updates. We have 5 different coaches for you guys there, teaching how to scalp trade, spot trade, and simply just learn the crypto markets. It's a great place to be.
All right, so we got a comment from Mr. Mark, and Josh, I kind of want to get your 2 cents on this one. Mr. Mark, oh geez, they're going to be locking eyes with each other. Are you uncomfortable right now?
Well, Chad doesn't know this, but we actually already have 2 computers that back each other in the office, so we stare at each other for about 8 hours a day. And both his fiance and my wife get very jealous of it. But hey,
but they're both Swifties, you know, so you know they get along on certain other aspects. So you know it's not all tooth and nails.
It just gets interesting when you see the desk starting to rise. But anyways, the September market here, that was kind of gross.
You know, I was gonna dip below the desk, but no, not gonna do
Don't
that.
do that. Don't do
Look,
that.
he's 6 feet away. Okay, it ain't that big.
Well, if you guys haven't seen this chart yet, this is going to be the most talked about chart on X right now when it comes to the crypto market. September is historically one of the most bearish months of the year for Bitcoin. In fact, it is the most bearish month of the year, with an average of a negative 5% pullback on Bitcoin's price action. So when we're looking at Bitcoin's price here today, Bitcoin is currently sitting now actually below $58,000, $57,926. Ethereum here, $2,459. BNB, $226. Solana, $130. Man, we're getting pullbacks all across the board here. In the last 24 hours, we have Mantra hopefully holding itself here almost right below $1 here at 97 cents. But really everything is getting decimated in this market, DZ. What do we do? How do we pump these bags? How do we inject more liquidity in here? Because when you're looking at TradingView, if you could just show everybody that pullback here, what did we drop from? Like almost $60,000 in the last 24 hours down to 57.9.
All right, so I'm pulling up the charts here, and again, you know, we don't have a mouse yet, so I'm sitting here. I'm trying to stretch. We have to continue to draw this parallel channel. The parallel channel doesn't seem like it wants to break outside of this parallel channel right now, but right now we are in the bottom half. And if I had to make a prediction here of where Bitcoin's going to go, I think we're going to trend around in this line, in this bottom area below the dotted line. And if we were to give us $1, 60,200, you can go as high as 60,400. The bottom of the channel, very scary numbers that we're now looking at, below $52,000 Bitcoin. So that's scary.
Yikes, that one hurts. What about the rate cuts? Isn't that supposed to pump us, or is this a wake me up when September ends moment?
Well, I mean, you brought up how this is a bearish month. I mean, did you see the chart that had all the quarters? And so when you look at the quarterly returns are also pretty bearish right here. So we're in Q3. We're going to be heading into Q4. But if we look at the past of Q4, red followed by 3 greens, 2 reds, 2 greens, a red, a green. What do we got this quarter? Green or red?
Green or red for the quarter? It is definitely green as you approach October here.
I feel like it has to be.
But I mean, look, this is an interesting moment in the markets. We're waiting on liquidity to enter back in. Retail is spending more. I just dropped a video last night going over consumer spending budgets. Yes, I look like a middle school teacher with a shaved beard here. Thank you. Substitute, though. Substitute. So not a full teacher yet. Of course, I'm not old enough to be a teacher. I'm still in school.
All right, guys, we're going to watch a movie today. Yeah. We're going to watch some Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Let's pull up the presentation here. But no, I mean, seriously, we're waiting for that liquidity to enter these markets, and we can see that with a lot of these articles today. So first and foremost, Ripple to add smart contracts to the XRPL. Finally, the move aims to attract developers and expand XRP Ledger's capabilities, bringing new user or use cases to its ecosystem. We've been waiting for this for a very long time. Ripple announced that the move would open various use cases for users, builders, and entrepreneurs, and it aims to attract developers to use XRPL's expanded capabilities. According to Ripple, the smart contracts feature is set to go live in the coming months in the XRPL Ethereum virtual machine sidechain. This is long awaited. I mean, for years and years and years, I've seen the XRP community try to say, oh, well, we have Flare. We have ways to integrate smart contracts and start building the application. But the XRPL was a terrible and continues to be a terrible place to build as a dev. So we want to see ease of access for tool sets for new devs to bring liquidity over to the ecosystem.
Well, Josh, this is major news for the XRP community. This is major news for the XRPL. This is the blockchain that XRP operates on. But I got good news and I got bad news. What do you want first?
Let's hit the bad news because there's a lot of good news at the end of this video that people need to stick around.
All right, so this is the bearish news with XRP adding smart contracts. There's a chain that I like. There's a coin that I like that I talk about kind of often. It's called Cardano. Cardano also had a similar situation. It was an existing coin, very strong market cap. You know, it's top 10 coin. Everyone is talking about this coin, but it didn't have smart contracts. They were issued September of 2021. You want to know what happened in the, let's just say, 6-month period around Cardano adding smart contracts?
It dumped by 50%.
It was 100% a buy the rumor, sell the news event. And I worry about XRP also being a buy the rumor, sell the news event. So Cardano, we knew smart contracts were going to come out around Q3. So in the lead up, in the 3 months and the 4 months heading up, Cardano basically teleported from 20 cents to $1, and then it went from $1 to $3. But when smart contracts were released, NFTs came out, new DEXs came out, new DeFi protocols came out. Cardano's token price just kept plummeting and it kept dropping. And so that was just we say before, sometimes it's a buy the rumor, sell the news. I think XRP adding smart contracts could also be a buy the rumor, sell the news event.
Yeah.
I also said good news. Want to know the good news?
What's the good news?
Well, the good news is this is what this chain needs. This is, I have this analogy. A lot of older blockchains, they're trying to do things and they're trying to drive on the information highway, but they're trying to put a Model T on the highway. This is adding power steering. Now we have seat belts. Now we have a windshield wiper. And so this is going to be needed if XRP is going to compete in the future.
Yeah, if we hit 400 likes in this episode today, I'm going to show you guys a very secret tool that is probably the best tool in these markets that is going to watch the overall liquidity. And it really, I did cover it last night. So if you saw last night's video, hey, shout out to everybody out there. But I will pull it up again in today's episode, breaking down just a light at the end of the tunnel. And I don't think this is necessarily going to be bearish sideways action for, 8 months. I put out a tweet last night that was a meme saying if CZ doesn't spark a bull run, it's going to be another 4 months of bearish side action.
Yeah, I like that.
Which is actually possible. But no, it really comes down to simply consumers spending. And can consumers start spending on risk on assets again? Can they focus on, spending on vacation, spending extra on those TVs or those appliances that they wanted to upgrade to? Because right now consumers are spending more. The problem is they're spending more just to be able to afford to live. They have to spend it on groceries, on medical expenses, gas, and it's impacting their investment decisions. So we're going to get to that if we hit 400 likes, guys. Hit that like button as we break through these amazing articles today, because Brad Garlinghouse with a new programmability in the works for the XRP Ledger, something the XRP community has rightly been asking for. Yes, Brad, it's almost like we knew what we were talking about 5 years ago. 5 years ago here, but I like to see that, hey, better to be late to the game than not in the game at all. And the growing opportunity for Ripple's enterprise products to serve crypto-native customers, such as Futureverse, Ripple Custody, using Ripple Custody. And Futureverse here is a leader in revolutionary, we'll say that, but they're an AI and metaverse technology that enables open, scalable, and interoperable apps. So again, really cool to see that we do have that dev work coming to the XRPL, but the foundations of crypto infrastructure serving real world use cases are steadily becoming more robust by the day. So what I would be more excited for is going to be the fact that I think one, Ripple will have an IPO one day for on the traditional stock market, but two is their access to the real world asset industry. The one thing you have to like give your hats off to for Ripple is going to be their involvement with institutions. They were the first ones to break that barrier for cross-border remittance systems. They were the first ones to really be attacked by Gary Gensler and the SEC, and they've been that spearhead towards that financial regulation and clarity that the industry's been looking for.
They were the William Wallace of crypto. They're the first one to paint their face and charge towards the U.S. government, and the U.S. government, slapped them down. Yeah, but now they also had a good war chest, and so they've been funding, and looks like we might have some clarity in the future. Sorry to the person. Someone went to Seth Shepard, got a combo meal at Taco John's. Burrito was disgusting. I only brought that up because Joss Weissman did a video this weekend. Best fast food chicken tenders. Chat, let's see if you can guess. No one's going to guess, by the way. So and they looked at everywhere.
We are plummeting on the price right now. I think this is going to hit my market right now. So we're going to enter this trade here. We're going to go at a 13 or 12x leverage here. I'm going to go for a buy and long. Let's go ahead and just hit let's just hit this right now. Let's end. I'm going to dollar cost average into this long position here. We are plummeting. It might get stopped out. If you guys are going to be entering these positions, make sure you guys keep tight stop losses. This is just a scalp trade. So what I'm looking to do here is enter just to catch potentially a swing back up to around 58,500 here and look for a bounce. If not, we'll get stopped out. We're at about a negative 1% loss here. I won't let it go past negative 5%. You always need to close out your losses here, guys. If you don't have any risk management skills in trading, you're gonna constantly, as an average, right? A good trader is generally making good trades 70% of the time. Sometimes even in the 60%. I know traders that make their trade 65% of the time, and they're extremely successful. But if you guys don't have those stop losses, what happens is traders that are consistent, that constantly take a 10% win, 10% win, 10% win, 10% win, and at the moment they take that stop loss, instead of taking what would have been just a simple 5% loss, they end up holding for like a 10 or a 20 or a 30% loss. Or sometimes even worse, you're like, who's that guy that had to cut off his ponytail because he kept shorting the market for Bitcoin and just...
is that like was that like a hair cutting match in WWE?
Oh, Gareth Saraway? Was that
no,
yeah, so, no. I'm just kidding. We like Gareth. He's good. No, I'm just
it was not Raising Cane's, was not Steak and Shake.
No, but it's
Papa John's, Long John Silver's, best chicken tenders in America.
No, Raising Cane's has that hands down.
No, we smoked it, and there's a rule: you can't use sauce, so no Raising Cane sauce.
Okay, that's honestly an interesting take.
Now, I do want to point out, back to the Bitcoin charts, there was a clear shorting opportunity. This was at 10 p.m. last night. I did not make the trade because I was not watching the charts there, but you can see the price was heading higher as the RSI was heading lower. This is one of the favorite things I like to trade on is the bear divs, and there's a clear one right there that, man, should have been looking at the charts 24/7.
Yeah, this is looking good. We're at this is about a $52,000 position. We're using about $5,000 on 12x, 13x. We're up about $100. So we'll watch that progress throughout the stream today, guys. And of course, I'll give you guys that Telegram link at the end of this again for you all to join if you guys want to stop missing out on all of our calls. But Bitcoin battles resistance at $60,000 as selling pressure looms. Chat, let me know right now, what is your Bitcoin price prediction for the end of this week? What is your Bitcoin price prediction for this end of this week? Are we going to go towards 52K or are we going to go back above $60,000? Let me know here. Most bears on Binance. Actually, let's break down this article a little bit. Despite initial optimism, the cryptocurrency has faced increased selling pressure, signaling potential challenges ahead for investors. On September 1st, Bitcoin's price dipped below the critical support level of $58,000, signaling a continuation of August's downtrend. Yes, we have been in a downward trend here for a long time. Historically, September has been a challenging month for cryptocurrency with an average decline of 4.5% over the last decade. It looks like chat here, Sammy White says 55K, KO Kev knocking everybody out with a $69,000 price point by Friday. He is taking a Viagra. James Stever here, 51,000. The Mubarak, 56K. Spurs, 53. Seems like a lot of people in the 50 range here. Daniel coming out of left field with the $49. He had not 49K, just 49. I think he meant the 49,000, of course. That is an interesting take here.
33 from Crypto Mac. That is a very low one. Crypto Mac, can you share my screen real quick, Drew? I don't have it up. I want everybody, if you think your prediction's going right or if you like these predictions, kick down the like button, just like the photo in this article right there. I want you to smash the like button.
Just beat it.
Drew, where are we on likes, by the way?
By the way, you don't have Drew back here.
Not even Drew.
Sorry,
See,
what?
folks, I can't look over there.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice you switched out.
Yeah, I slid it in here.
Yeah,
So,
TJ just spawned.
Yeah.
A good moment here.
but on likes, we got about 700 people in here, 121 likes. Definitely can get
Just
those
blast
like
those.
numbers up today. I'm curious to hear the thoughts on the new set. I don't. You guys probably already did that early on, but let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. What do you like? What would you tweak?
They
this
said
is a
I
work-
look like a substitute teacher that is
Yeah.
being prepared to teach class with my shaved beard. So
Yeah,
I
it's that.
actually came down the stairs earlier last night after I shaved it, and my wife was like, "What the like just."
Who is this guy?
Yeah, did not. I was like, oh, well, that
Have you
helps
been
with my security.
mewing? Have you been mewing lately?
Oh gosh.
Mewing.
Do you know what that is?
No, is that like a 1980s
Looks
thing?
maxing?
Looks maxing.
It's the thing where people like they do the jaw stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that
like
like
tongue
that stress
posture.
ball for your mouth that you just like
Yeah, there's
suck
like
on.
different tools
That
and
sounds,
tips and
all right,
techniques.
Yeah, we're getting off track.
I don't
here,
know
but
where we're going here.
I do want to say, with the new set, can we cut through the wide real quick?
Yeah.
All right, me and Josh are both going to have to master
While you're
our
doing this.
pantomiming of escalators and stairs. I'll get that down. I'll get the escalator down. There's
We're actually going to cut a hole in the floor, and TJ is going to rise out of it every morning before he goes behind to start the stream. That'd be a sick intro. I want it like if we just elevated out of the floor with like some
like
smoke.
Trump started his campaign with the escalator, and so maybe we start our show with an escalator.
Hey, who
Ondo
knows?
follows the markets. You ready to roll? Look, I'm just pivoting. Somebody get me out of here.
Yeah.
Get me out of here. That
Oh,
said,
by the
analysts
way,
are
real
divided
quick,
on.
guys, Jeezy, we don't have a rundown right now either. So if one of you guys could give me that real quick. and
We're
then-
running down to actually, if you want to just mute his
After
mic, he can run it
Bitcoin,
down. I'll keep
yeah, we
going.
did market watch. Now we got Bitcoin. Then we're going to do some stablecoin news, everybody. We definitely
Ooh,
got to talk about the stablecoins,
stablecoin.
what's happening over there. We have some Harris and Trump news, of course, related to crypto. Don't you worry. And then after that, we have Polymark. Oh, I would say that's related to the government there. Ooh, $1 trillion club. I like that. It's a sandwich with gold foil. No, it's not. It's actually something else. And we also have, after that, how about just some, we have Binance executive and then alt news. Does that sound good?
Thank you.
All righty.
Yeah, and then we're going to end with, of course, hopefully closing this trade for multi-hundreds in profit. I do think I'm at a dollar cost average right here, guys. I'm still up on the position. It's about break even right now. But
You're
I
in
do
a
think
long or a short?
I'm in a long. I'm going to scalp long to about 11x or 12x. Can't even see with my glasses here. But ultimately, look to catch us one more swing here. If we're looking at signals, you guys love when I use this website. This is a really cool website. We'll put hopefully the referral link in the description below. If you don't want to pay for it, though, you can come join our Telegram where I share screenshots every now and then. But ultimately, we're looking at $57,500. Ooh, two imbalances here. Want these to fill, get a little bit of a flash wick, maybe to $57,500. Dollar cost average more into that position to really capture that floor. Leave more just in case we do get a bigger wick. But we are looking at an upswing here to $57,980. We got an imbalance above us here, and we got a bunch. We got a really big one. This is the one I want to watch out for, okay? $58,880. That is going to be our target here in the near term on the scalp trade over the next coming probably hour to 2 hours. I want to watch, hopefully see that play out. So we'll watch this in real time, and then I'm going to enter that position with you guys. XRP Ledger to get smart contracts boosting functionality. We've talked about this plenty today, but David Schwartz, I just liked this picture.
Yeah, it's a funny one.
It's just a good one here. But guys, this is what you want to see. So what does this mean? Well, it means that the XRP community is going to be getting a lot of more than likely grants from Ripple, a lot of partnerships, a lot of investments. And those investments are going to go to, of course, developing on that smart contract protocol, which means they're going to probably be developing treasuries that they will deploy when marketing does come back. Now, I'm giving you guys the alpha here, and this is something me, DZ, TJ, and everybody can speak on. We get to directly talk about how marketing looks in a times of low liquidity. And right now, a lot of the conversations aren't that they necessarily want to stop promotional services in the crypto industry. It's rather that they want to postpone them. And this is a simple marketing tactic saying, hey, retail is dried up right now. If we were to market today, who is going to buy our product? The only ones that have the money are the cash-rich billionaires that have been selling their portfolios like Warren Buffett, or the ones that have been cash-heavy like Cathie Wood, somebody who might get pushed down a lot because of, maybe PayPal and things not performing. But the other thing no one ever listened to was how cash-heavy their positions were. So they're now dollar cost averaging. Well, guess who can't buy? Retail. Shrimp, right? It's kind of funny how just like history tends to just completely repeat itself over and over and over again. Now is the time to be looking to dollar cost average back into these positions. But these institutions, they're not going to market until retail gets that money back in their positions. And why does that matter? Because when retail has money in their portfolios, it tends to be in the bull run. It tends to be towards the top of the market. So just take that into consideration when you guys are looking at the market.
And that does coincide with all the liquidity cycles we've been seeing, whether it's American liquidity cycle, Chinese liquidity cycle, or global liquidity cycle. Seems like retail is about to be in that position to have cash on the sidelines.
Good point.
Yeah, and I agree. We'll pull up the... it was a really good... I really encourage people to go watch last night's video. It's 5 reasons why the crypto market was delayed. There's a lot of different screenshots I show you guys in that video. It's just a phone recording, and I'll do a bigger deep dive probably into some of these metrics. But it does look like the retail liquidity is bottoming out in the sense that we are approaching a lower interest rate environment. We are approaching a time where energy costs are finally kicking back down. If they continue to go down, wages will outpace inflation, meaning everybody will be able to save a little bit more or feel a little bit more comfortable. Really, really good times.
Well, I have
ahead.
a live look at the sellers right now. I don't know if you wanted to show that. Can we share my screen?
Yep.
Is it
There's
me
a
with the
live
beard?
look. This is the sellers. They're losing strength, though. The sellers are losing strength. I mean, eventually... Oh, man, maybe they're not. Yeah, I think there's one more funny thing here. Yeah. Running with the plates. This guy's a machine. And so, yeah, look, eventually the sellers will get exhausted. I don't know if it's going to, look, maybe it's not going to be today. World's fastest crawl. But yeah, just be careful out there, folks. Eventually, tides will turn. Eventually, things will feel bullish again. And eventually, your neighbors, your friends, your relatives will be calling you and say, hey, should I buy this Dogecoin at 50 cents? We're just not there yet.
We're just not there yet. And most bears seem to be as well on Binance. Currently, the Binance funding rate is in the neutral bull zone at plus 0.0005% here. Very interesting chart. When we're at this negative fund rate, this tends to be neutral. This is where you find those bottoming. So the only time we saw a strong sale on this chart was when we had the November 2022 crash with FTX. That was the lowest it went. Before that, Lunaterra brought it back to actually the price point we're at today. And that's something I like to remind people that are in crypto right now. They're like, oh, Josh, it's getting boring. Why aren't my bags moving? What's taking place in these markets? People are panicking at the same, like when you look at on-chain metrics, they're comparable to Lunaterra. To say that we're going to go to 33K or 25K is really hard. It's impossible to convince me on that metric. Can we go to 49 or 52? I think that's an easy liquidation grab from institutions. But to break past what Luna did to us or an FTX did to us?
Here's why I don't think it'll happen to go that low. I think BlackRock, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, they're trying to get their clients to buy these Bitcoin ETFs. And so they are spending their political capital. They're spending their customers' goodwill. And so if Bitcoin were to be a giant dump, I feel like there would be a giant dump on their brand, a giant dump on their integrity. And so for that reason, if it's bad for BlackRock, it tends to not happen. This seems to just be a recurring theme in adulthood, in my life at least. And so I don't see it happening for that specific reason. And
what's really interesting is if you look historically, when we hit these dips, there's usually a bit of a bounce in Bitcoin's price. And this doesn't look like much, but I mean, you're looking at, 26K to 32K. Here you're looking at, again, it's more of an upswing. So we're in this kind of bullish, not a bullish divergence, but I think this is a very interesting moment. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if it's 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 6 months. It's been very interesting to watch Bitcoin act negatively against like the NASDAQ and the stock market. And of course, match a lot of the indicators we saw during the bear market. It's really bullish to me, overall. But analyst Benjamin Cohen here issues September warning sign, says month historically dangerous for crypto. Looks like we're ahead of the Benjamin Cohen here, the Bitcoin dominance king. Yes, guys, I was telling you guys in the beginning of this episode, this is the number one watched kind of screenshot right now, or this number one watched indicator. And that's because, again, September is historically a very bad month. So is August. August and September tend to be a little bit on the negative side, followed by a very bullish month in October. Now, this could be because it's Q4, earnings are done. You know, maybe it's going back into retail sales just happens during the summer. There's a lot of different reasons we can think about this. You got people moving over the summer, which might bring down unemployment. There's a lot of things happening over the summer.
I've identified something pretty strong here and pretty telling, except for 2012, which is only 2 out of 3. But we have a halving year, red, green, green. We have a halving year, green, green, green. We have a halving year, green, green, green. And now we're in a halving year, and we don't know what it's going to be, but historically, it's been pretty dang green, folks.
On halving years.
On halving years specifically. You know, someone in the chat was pointing that out, you know, probably 20 minutes ago. So big shout out to you.
That's incredibly in 4 months too. 2023 was crazy. So it's like if we see that now, what's 10% on Bitcoin's price today? What's 10%? Like you're looking at $6,000 gain. So a 10% gain from Bitcoin's price today is pushing us to be about at $62,000 to $63,000, and that is just in 1 month. In October last year, 30% gain.
Yeah.
A 30% gain from here today, what is that? You do that's about $20,000 on that. So that'd be 75K, about 20%, 30%
I kind
gain.
of have another theory. Speaking about BlackRock and the ETFs, so we share my screen. So this is, you know, the 3 months, you pointed it out. This is green. This is the tail end of last year. Green, green, green. BlackRock issues their ETF or Bitcoin. The next month, it's up 45%. And so it's like, all right, we're all geniuses. Imagine you buy this BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, the IBIT. You're newer to crypto. You've never really been in crypto. You're used to 5% gains every year, and you like feel like you're doing really good. Oh my God, we have a 12% year. Let's, pop champagne. You pump 45% in 1 month. Are you hooked on Bitcoin now?
Oh yeah, that's like your first.
I think so. I think a lot of these Wall Street traders, they front ran, they had a 45% pump in 1 month. A lot of them are they're here for life now.
At 40, and that's a lot of money because and it's probably that number specifically because a lot of first-time investors are putting like 50, 75 bucks, and they're usually in the double digits. Maybe sometimes they're 3 digits, but it's that moment for me, like in 2018, when I put $50 into the market and it turned into $100, you go, holy smokes. Like it's just this mental trigger that psychologically impacts you. But you have Ash Crypto here point out Bitcoin quarterly returns. Historically, Bitcoin is mostly negative in Q3. Q4 is always bullish. And that is when the real bull run starts. September is the last chance to accumulate Bitcoin and cheap altcoins. And this is what I relate with. I think we are approaching the last chance to accumulate crypto. That's why I've been talking about building a strong fundamental portfolio. We've been warning for months now that altcoins would be decimated as long as we trade sideways and get difficult or a struggle to break out.
So why did we plan weddings on the run up?
Oh, I took profits so I could pay for it, so then I can accumulate on the downside. I outplayed the market there, but no, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. What do you think is going to happen with the Bitcoin bull run? Are we going to start in October? Like historically, we would see October's kind of the beginning. You had a decent run up into November and December, and then January through like March of the following year are historically very, very.
Well, we always pump, I think it's around 100 days after the halving, and we're starting to approach these areas, or maybe it's 180, 150 days after the halving. We're hitting the areas where, Bitcoin has to make a move this quarter. And I know technically someone else pointed out, we're not in the quarter until the end of September. It actually starts on October 1st. But I mean, 4 months, 120 days is not that long when you're talking about trying to retire and set yourself up for the rest of your life. And we might be cyborg organisms. We might live forever, folks. So you're setting up a strong foundation now.
Yeah, and I'm going to be on the slower end of this. I think it's entirely dependent on multitudes of factors right now, especially with the upcoming elections. People very uncertain of what regulations are going to look like in the new year. Retail understanding whether or not things are going to cost more or how taxes are going to impact them in the following year. So for me, it's like I think honestly we could see sideways action, unfortunately, up until even maybe November's elections. But I think the most bullish case, which was a video we put out 2 weeks ago, we have 2 very good videos. DZ did one on what Bitcoin historically does in presidential elections, and then I did one around the FOMC meeting. And historically, you actually peak after the Feds cut interest rates by a few weeks. So October could be very, very bullish. Peak, be a bit above a pullback, but it's not going to be this monumental push until retail gets money again.
Yeah.
So unless monkeypox gives us stimulus money, or the Feds cut by like 75 basis points 3 times, which I don't see, it means more than likely we're going to be 3 to 6 months into next year before we really see an impact of retail liquidity. TJ, do you have any thoughts on that as well?
No, I pretty much agree with what you guys are saying. I think we will see it good into the end of this year, October, November, December. I think will be strong. I think percentage gains that you threw out kind of track for above 70K, below 100K towards the end of this year, and then we move into 2025. And I think I agree. Once Feds cut rates and that sort of stuff, it takes a little time for the public to feel that. But I do think they'll feel it in 2025, and retail will come back in. And yeah, we got to remember, this is a hype cycle driven industry when you get this kind of speculation. So there's going to be a lot of hype that comes out around this stuff, and mainstream media is going to pick it up again when we're pushing all-time highs, and then everybody gets FOMO, everybody piles in. The institutions are making big returns on their gains, and those start to make headlines in mainstream media. The Michael Saylors of the world start to look really genius. Larry Fink comes out there talking about how smart him and BlackRock are. So all of that stuff, I think you get a compound effect from it into 2025, and then we rinse and repeat and do it all over again.
We got a newer viewer. They don't know what bullish or bearish
no
means.
way.
Going else, you brought up POX. It is. Oh my God! I bought
actually
some
have a
at
bull
like a
and a
$10
bear
million
right over
market
your
cap.
left shoulder.
Do we close right now, guys? We're about $250 with a 6% gain here.
But I actually have
plays
the
playing
definition. Bullish means it goes up. Bearish means it's probably going to go down. And I looked up the origin, kind of matches that. Bullish horn. So when bulls attack, they bring their horns upward, while bears attack, they swipe their paws downward. They say that's where the origin. It's debated, but that's the more commonly accepted origin there.
So
That's
we're looking in real time right now, Bitcoin breaking back up. So we caught that bottom near perfectly. I did not get the dollar cost average into it. We're having a great discussion. So I didn't make that second entry point, but we're still crushing on on this trade here. There's still an imbalance below us, which tells me markets are a little bit more bearish than bullish right now, but I am expecting this bounce. So we don't necessarily have to fill this currently. It looks like we might fill the $57,980 position first. If we break past that, there's really not much resistance until well above 58,000 again. So this could end up being a really strong play. What will happen is I'm going to move my stop loss into major take profit once we hit this 57,900 level. If not, I'm going to dollar cost average again. I want to pick up more at this 57,500 level. So right now we're in a great position. I get to either break even and just DCA at this lower point for maybe what could be a double bottom, or I'm going to play out and just run and ride this position to what could be $500 trading play here live on stream with you guys. So really cool to watch that play out. I simulated the price of Bitcoin for September. On average, it would be slightly lower, ending in 55,000. Price would most likely be between 44K and 66K. These simulations only take into account historical data returns into the month of September. I say just be weary of anything like this, guys. I mean, the price could be between $0 and $100,000. That is what historically could happen. And then watch that be wrong.
Could it be 101?
What do you got, TJ?
Just real quick, Crypto Matt kept asking, what website is that you're looking at?
Oh, which Signals here?
Signals.
Yeah, this is called Signals with a C. So like a signal. So
Dot.
Yeah.
Com, IO, net.
IO. So signal.io, and it's signals.io. This thing costs about $75 a month or $100 a month, I forget. But of course, guys, if you want to learn how to trade, go check our Telegram out, partner with CoinW here. In the description below, you can either just go to my Twitter here. DZ will be being integrated here very, very shortly as well. But ultimately, we have 5 amazing trading coaches in there, guys. So it's not just me, it's not just DZ. There's actual coaches in there doing live trading sessions, teaching how to scalp trade, just do swing trade, spot trade, and just learn crypto markets in general. So if you want to learn how to do that, go to the Twitter here, click on link.me, and scroll down to the exclusive Telegram. It's completely free. There is no hidden fees or anything, guys. You can learn how to trade all for free for you guys
POX, there. Yeah, POX is kind of crushing. I see some people talking about it. I want to say, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to see if I gave the community a warning. I want to say I tweeted about it over the weekend. Have you heard about POX?
The monkey?
Yeah. I put it out there. Risky meme play alert. Now, this is only to my subscribers, so congrats to all the people who jumped in, going in on some POX small amount. So this was on the 31st. That was 3-4 days ago. And if I go to Dex Tools and just look at the POX chart,
not bad.
I only put in a small amount. I didn't have my Solana wallet because I had to open a new one, and
you saying
I just put a small amount in there.
You only put a small amount in of
I put like
POX?
a soul.
Just a small amount of POX?
Just a small amount of POX. Just Just I'm not going to make any jokes there. There's too many left turns that could take.
You already played the workout video, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we don't have the screen anymore, so I can't follow what if you did the memes or not. But it's good. It's good. It's good. We're learning here, guys. We're learning.
We're gonna change a lot.
Stablecoin inflows hit record lows. Is Bitcoin's downturn far from over? The world's largest cryptocurrency by market cap has recently experienced significant downturn, falling below $59,000. According to a recent report from crypto quant analysts under the pseudonym CryptoLick. Interesting. The inflow of stablecoins into exchanges is nearing all-time low levels, a trend that might indicate a lack of confidence among investors regarding the end of Bitcoin's downturn. So this just goes again to what we were talking about. We need that retail interest and liquidity to enter back into these markets. But usually these do coincide with some lower local bottoms on Bitcoin's price. So we'll see if we start seeing the inflows come back into the market here shortly. Someone just bought $19 million worth of Bitcoin. Very clearly not a retail investor. It is myself. I took out a loan against DZ, actually. It's a new thing you can do under Kamala's America. But they now hold $523 million in Bitcoin. Massive, massive position size there.
Can I just lament and rant for a second?
Go for it.
TJ,
take it away.
So I had to open up a new Solana wallet. You know, I'm just at home. I saw the POX. I was like, man, this seems pretty, pretty lucrative here. And so I just had a little bit of Solana on my Coinbase. I self-custody most of it. But I was this close to selling. I was like, I really feel like this is a good play. Selling all of my Shiba Inu and putting it into POX. And I was like, nah, I better not do that.
And you didn't do it. So what did you do?
I just put it in a small amount and it's up like whatever. A lot. It's up a whole lot. Oh, well, you know what? You win some, you lose some, and sometimes you win. You don't take it as a win. You say, yeah, but I could have bought more. That's just me. No, I just wanted to moan
Happens
and
to
complain.
the best of us. That's monkey punch.
Speaking of complaining, I'm going to start complaining soon, TJ. Where are we on the light count?
225.
I'm complaining.
226.
We need to get that higher, everybody. Let's get another 75. Josh said he wants to give you the alpha at 300.
I mean, we already gave him the alpha. This is a multi-$100 trade too here. So hit the like button if you guys like these live trading sessions we do with you guys. Bitcoin mining revenue hits new low as August's decline in Bitcoin mined Bitcoin. So decline in mined Bitcoin here. Data from Bitcoin on-chain analysis platform BitBo shows that miners of the largest cryptocurrencies suffered their worst month in nearly a year in terms of revenue generation. According to figures available on the dashboard, Bitcoin mining activities secured $827 million in August, a more than 10% decrease from July's $927 million.
Did you see the solo mine block chart? So this was the year 2015, 161 block rewards. Each block reward right now is, we're at the 3125, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're at 3125. And so 2020, that would have been 6.5. So right here, you were winning 12.5 Bitcoin, 6.25. So 12.5 Bitcoin is what they won right there. 161 different people did it.
Well,
That's just like one person with a laptop.
And lucky guy, man.
Not part of a pool.
Let's talk.
Not splitting it with a bunch of, miners overseas
That's his 12 Bitcoin?
Uzbekistan.
Yeah, what's interesting is just as
rise.
many solo blocks mined in 2024 as 2023. It actually went up from 2019. So a lot
we
more
still
solo
got
miners
3
working hard.
months, 4 months. So this could exceed it. Probably will.
Well, what's exceeding right now is Bitcoin whales. So despite Bitcoin miners struggling with their transaction costs, which, by the way, guys, like Bitcoin miners, I think are going to be bottoming out sometime between now and the end of the year. Because there's like a 50-50 chance at these election cycles. There's a 50% chance we start producing more energy than ever, which is going to make us more energy independent, driving down those costs, making Bitcoin miners much more profitable, lowering those kilowatt per hour fees. But at the end of the day, I think we are progressing towards a more energy-rich environment. So I think Bitcoin miners are going to take advantage of this. You're going to see a lot of marathons and HUD 8 start acquiring smaller ones that get outperformed. And this is where they start eating this. This happens every 4 years. I feel like the big four, just like the banks, they slowly consume the rest of the industry. And we're seeing that take place right now in these markets. Looking at, that was from Jay Childs, actually.
Yeah, shout out to Johnny.
Shout out to Johnny here. Bitcoin funds dropped $319 million as investors line up to short. That's bullish. Investors were quick to pull cash out of Bitcoin exchange-traded funds last week. The number of people betting on the price of the biggest digital coin to drop soared. A total of $319 million exited funds from Fidelity, ARK Invest, and other Wall Street heavyweights to give investors exposure to Bitcoin A Monday report by asset manager CoinShares said it added that short Bitcoin investment products, that is, products used to bet that the price of Bitcoin will go down, received 4.4 million, the highest number since March. What happens when we generally start seeing the entire market short?
That's when things turn bullish. That's when things turn around. That's when the market finally finds a bottom.
It's where you get that short squeeze. So, yeah, as we see more retail
that
piling
bottom to make
in.
it grow. Price.
Where are you going with this one?
Liquidity pool something. Not going to go there.
Liquidity coming out of the bottom is what you're saying here. There we go. Boom. We need that live drama. The Bitcoin market summarized so far this year. Check this out here, guys. Here's a hodler in disbelief.
I don't know if I.
That was loud. Is that Bernie Sanders?
I think it's Johnny Knoxville.
Oh, is it?
I'm not sure. I think it's Johnny Knoxville.
Oh, it's definitely. Yeah, it's definitely. It looks like Bernie Sanders right there. Look at that. It's Bernie.
Careful showing his old grandpa character. There's some low-hanging fruit.
Low-hanging fruit. Low-hanging fruit. 9/1/24 reminder of March 2024. Bet 4 months to go. End of 2024 target. Gary Cardone. Shout out to Gary here.
Our man Gary with the most realistic target, probably the most likely to ring true here.
So does that mean you unfollow everybody else?
I like British Hodl. He's definitely
shut up. Buy Bitcoin.
Become fabulously wealthy.
Yes.
He's bullish on Bitcoin. I will say this. Every time I hear...
Does he like altcoins at all?
Hell, he hates them. Every time Hodl speaks, though, I leave feeling a lot more bullish on Bitcoin.
That's a good thing.
I can't imagine what it's like living in his head.
Well, Ben Workman here, 400. Who is this guy? Let's go do some anonymous.
I hope his middle name doesn't start with the letter T.
He's got 7,000 followers, so never mind.
Ben Twerkman would be pretty bad.
And I was hoping to see Yale professor. You're like, whoa, hey, that's insane. But yeah, this bet looks like mine's still. Hey, I don't think we're gonna break that 100K. I just don't see it at the end of this year. But we were wrong about Bitcoin's price before the halving. So who knows? I mean, if we can get. I mean, it's a matter of weeks, snap of a finger that this happens. Maybe monkeypox they give us.
It was Dan from Crypto Capital Ventures. He said Bitcoin can jump $25,000 like you wouldn't believe. So just be prepared for that scenario.
Yeah, it's possible. I would just say don't bet on that.
Well, you're in
Larry
a long.
David. Did it look like Larry David? I guess that was a Larry David. Larry David spinning in circles here. Crypto leaders plan to raise $100,000 and waste their money on Kamala Harris to influence crypto policy. Guys, this is aggravating to me. And I know you guys are like, stick away from the politics here. Kamala Harris is so bad for the crypto industry. Her entire advisory platform is pretty much people that come out of the anti-crypto army from Elizabeth Warren. These are people that look at Bitcoin and crypto as straight up only a national security concern and threat, which is only going to regulate it more in the United States, push it more towards a anti or open surveillance platform, similar to, of course, what Edward Snowden's warned us about nonstop, a central bank digital currency. Now, whether or not they can actually get a CBDC, because you'd have to sue the states and everything, they're going to restrict the on-ramps and off-ramps so much. I've been talking to constituents that have been in reference with the United States Treasury who are looking to implement planned tax solutions that would pretty much make DeFi and perpetual DEX trading illegal in the United States, forcing that out of the US. And so all because they want to track every single cent and penny and dollar transaction that you do in crypto. And so if we keep progressing towards this, what's $100,000 going to do for Kamala Harris to influence crypto policy when she's raising $400 million? This is nothing in comparison that's going to have any effect on this network. And you see people like Mark Cuban out here advocating for this, trying to be some Bitcoin leader, but completely undermine the crypto industry, but by trying to incite someone into a position of power that is going to hurt it even more.
Just to play both sides here, their reasoning and their rationale here is to sway her towards a more relaxed stance on crypto if she is president. And so I don't think it would happen overnight. I don't think it would maybe even happen this administration, but I think we've seen, given it a long enough time frame, a party can switch 180 on a policy, whether it's invading Iraq, whether it's free speech, whether it's anything. The party can do a complete 180 if there's enough money and there's enough will. And so this would be a step in that direction. We did have Ingrid, what it seems like maybe newer to the crypto ecosystem here. What's a good amount of Bitcoin to own? I heard you can buy portions. I think everybody having one Bitcoin is a wonderful goal. There's only going to be 21 million of them, probably only going to be about 16, 17 million that you can buy. But it depends on how much money you have, discretionary income. I would say this, kind of a metric. Buy 1% at a time which would be about $550. If that's too much, buy 0.1% at a time, which would be $55. I think you could swing $55 every Friday on payday. That would get in 10 weeks, boom, you got yourself 1%. Get yourself a lump sum, buy another 1%. Next thing you know, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you might have enough to maybe change your life. And who knows what Bitcoin DeFi might look like in the future. You might be able to just have your Bitcoin earn you cash every single day.
I am re-entering more into this position for a nice DCA play here. But while I talk about this trade, let me know in the chat, guys. Are you for freedoms of speech or are you against freedom of speech? Type 1 in chat if you're for freedom of speech. Type 2 in chat if you're against it. I'm going to explain what I'm talking about in
setting
just a
the
second.
table persuasion play.
Setting it up because we have to just, I can't believe it's even part of the discussion. But I mean, it's an underlying ethos of Bitcoin is like freedom to code, freedom to, act independently against a centralized entity, right? With your own money, have your own control, have your own privacy. So it's something we definitely have to discuss, but we are showing to close this. We're on the 15-minute chart or the 5-minute chart right here. And we got about 3 more minutes, but if we close above this, I do think we can get that bounce here, which would be really, really nice. So I'm DCAing into this position at this range. We now have a $77,000 position on this. We're up again, 2.36%, $153. It can come down to this EI. So if it does come down to this imbalance, I would like to send, I'll probably dollar cost average even more here into this position here at 5,700. But, getting that rejected, look what I said, guys. Like, this is where you wanted to adjust to take profits. We came right up to this imbalance on the market, filled it, got rejected. It acts as resistance. So if we retest this one more time, I do think we're going to break out back above $58,000 here. And we'd be looking at a 10% plus trade here, $500 plus profit in one live stream as we've been breaking this down. But to the ones, it looks like everybody is for free speech in the chat. Another reason to just dislike Kamala Harris here. I'm sorry. I'm done pretending here. Kamala Harris here, Elon Musk has lost his privileges. This is coming out of her directly. Can someone please explain to her that freedom of speech is a right, not a privilege? Do you guys believe it's a right? I don't know. Is it against our Constitution? I guess Kamala Harris doesn't seem to think so, because there has to be responsibility placed on these social media sites to understand their power. Translation, if they don't police content to conform to government-approved narratives, they will be shut down. Listen to this 28-second clip that is just, this is scary.
He has lost his privileges and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook and you have a different rule for Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
All right, now do Gmail, okay? Because I'm pretty sure bad people have used Gmail to send a message or two, Now do text messaging. All right, shut down Verizon, because I'm pretty sure people have done a drug deal on a phone before. Oh, let's shut down all phones.
I just have to, how do you defend this? How can somebody watch this and say this is safe for society?
Some people hate Elon Musk, and so this fills them with joy.
Are they just like strength by joy or something like that? Is that what this? I just, at this point, it is beyond obvious on the way this is progressing is towards censorship. It is towards, regulation on your speech.
Right. Well, we got Brooklyn Cat here. Facebook already said they'd fight her this time. So it's not new news that, with the Hunter Biden laptop,
Mark
Zuckerberg, he kind of turned around. It does signal that maybe he'll push back against the federal government. Do you think he will, or is he just, paying lip service to the people that care about this?
I mean, I think, so to me, what it says when Mark Zuckerberg pivoted, and me and TJ had a great discussion on this, though.
It was because of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Exactly. He got more testosterone and realized that, no, I'm just kidding.
There's a trend there.
It's men with more tea are smarter. I don't think that's how that works, DZ, but we'll get to the science on that one. No, what it is this is someone in charge of one of the largest data analytic platforms in the world, and he saw what he did with the impact on COVID and, of course, 2020's election. And nobody's talking about this with Mayorkas and everything, but now what it tells me is that he is seeing a transition in the type of content and consumption of information on his platform. And to me, it says he's worried that X is going to start really outpacing them and his competitors are doing better because of the type
so it's to help his bottom line.
100% always. Why else would he?
Because he cares.
Does he?
Children.
If he cared, he would have came out and endorsed the opposing party that is for or against suppression of speech.
Well,
right?
maybe
So to
he
me, it's
values
like,
other things higher. You know?
I think it was, and maybe he doesn't want to get involved. I would have to say Mark Zuckerberg, if you just look through the history of what he's done through ex-business partners, Winklevoss twins, etc., it is for the bottom line. And maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know if TJ or if you guys have thoughts on that, but I think it's a bottom line play. Let me know in the comments, guys. Do you
I've
think
seen TJ argue about Mark Zuckerberg in depth.
in depth?
Yeah, but we won't talk about that.
She's crazy. She's crazy. Yes. Dolomite
now, on the other end,
co-founder
though, we do have some Trump news. Everybody, Dolomite co-founder Corey Kaplan takes advisor role at Trump-backed World Liberty Financial. Let me just point out the photo that they used. Interesting photo choice right there. It clearly wasn't like a clear photos, old grainy one. But this guy, it's a former founder. It's Dolomite. Dolomite was launched on Arbitrum back in the day, ended up moving to Polygon, Mantle, XLayer, a bunch of other things. So basically a DeFi founder found himself in the circle with Donald Trump's kids. And Eric and Donald Jr. are now going to be, I guess, launching World Liberty Financial. Donald Trump has also helped them promote it. I'm against it. Stinks. Hate it.
Yeah, what is it? Do we know what it is yet?
They said in the past, they threw out a hint that it was going to be related to real estate and real world assets, which I think is a fair angle for them to tackle. Just, maybe focus on the country, not a DeFi project.
Please don't launch a token.
Please don't launch a token.
Do you think they're going to launch a token?
Yes.
They're going to
Yes, they are going to launch a token because they said look how much money Barron made off his meme coin. And it seems like, hey, it's an easy way to make millions, so we're going to try to make millions in an easy way.
The positive is if they win,
Not much.
It's going to be really good regulate.
Yeah, the positive is if Trump wins, he's clearly going to be pro-crypto.
How much of that is it?
I mean, this platform, it's yet to be seen.
We don't know
We
yet.
don't know.
We got to hold back.
Honestly, it could do some sort of thing where it's like providing housing to domestic violence supporters or, victims. And, you can't get a home and you're trying to flee a bad situation. Boom. Now we democratize it. They could do all types of cool and awesome things. Just, when you look at Eric, he just looks so goofy.
We'll break it down.
He just looks so goofy.
He just looks goofy. We'll break it down. As soon as it comes out. We get more information. I have up this morning. I bought Mickey D's and I'm regretting it. GG's, Bob from accounting. GG's. Economist Eric Weinstein. Actually, we don't even need to move into this. We got quite a few other articles I want to get to. Elon Musk says, I can't wait to audit U.S. federal agencies under Donald Trump.
I can't wait for it either.
This is really cool. And despite what people think about Elon, whether it's Elon or not Elon, I think we need a committee that is looking over congressional spending because our congressional spending is one of the most unaudited forms of spending in the world. If not
by a lot of metrics, he is the most successful capital allocator in at least the past 100 years.
I'm under the position of if the IRA or the IRS is going to make us tell the government how much we have to pay on tax, we have to do our own taxes. Whether you got to get a CPA or not, you have to figure out how much taxes you owe to the government. I believe the government should be able to be held accountable.
Here's what I have to say about Elon's efficiency. So I don't know if you saw the viral post about 1 month ago where I had the new Starlink jet engine. And it was like, hey, here's our new jet engine. I forget what it was called exactly. Not Starlink, but SpaceX. So it was the new SpaceX rocket force engine. A famous rocket scientist said, yeah, but that rocket's not complete because it doesn't have A, B, and C because I can't see it.
Yeah.
And then they, at the CEO of SpaceX, then had a video of the rocket being fired. And he's like, excuse me, come again? And so they made it so efficient, actual rocket scientists were like, that's not a working rocket engine. It was so efficient, it blew his mind.
Yeah.
It fooled him.
And now they're the ones that are bailing out Boeing
efficiency
from getting 2 astronauts stuck in space. And now we have to have that full mission come out. I don't know if you're following that at all. Have you guys followed that?
Yeah.
That's a crazy
Boeing,
scenario.
Yeah.
Shout out to Boeing. Not shout out at all, actually. That's
It's a terrible thing.
You hear that when you're on a plane now and you hear it rattle a little bit, you're like,
let me just say this. Biden administration, you need to suck it up. Send Elon Musk. I know it's embarrassing. It makes you look bad, but these are people's lives at risk here. These are astronauts' lives. And this is not related to party. You're just really letting down Americans, Joe. Come on, man. Get off the beach.
Get off the beach. Hey, he's relaxing. Okay. Lashing out against this, Elon Musk called Kamala Harris a puppet, adding that she would destroy democracy and free speech. Elon Musk also responded to RFK Jr. here today, who said Kamala Harris, and of course, in reference to what I just showed you with that clip of this free speech, he said free speech is the bedrock of democracy and the Democratic Party. Kamala is just a puppet and wants to destroy it. You can let us know if you guys agree there. I can't wait. There is a lot of waste.
Not CGI. What?
Wait, what happened? Who's CGI?
Said you are.
I'm CGI?
Yeah, Bob from accounting.
Oh, it's the AI. I forgot to add my beard. Is that what happened?
Oh.
I can't wait. There's a lot of waste, so we'll see if that actually comes out of the committee. I'd like to see it. John Deaton to win primary election today. Here's Polymarket data. Massachusetts voters will head to the polls Tuesday for the 2024 primary elections. If you're in Massachusetts, please, guys, please go vote for John Deaton to get Elizabeth Warren out of her corrupted seat and so she can stop screaming like a bird on Twitter every single day, which is definitely ran by her assistants. For the Republicans aiming to unseat Democrat Senator Elizabeth Warren, who has never faced a primary challenge since the Senate election
Another
in 2012.
persuasion-laden picture right here. I don't like the persuasion photos. You know, just give it to me up. If you got a wild photo for her, you need to have a wild photo for him. Play it fair.
Is there
Play
a
it down the
photo
middle
down here?
I mean, just the article's photo. I mean, it just
you
looks.
see?
It's a little.
Oh,
on the
it's
right.
all the way in the top right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true though. She's always screaming. Like she just
Is
needs
she?
to always.
Always.
Do you watch her? Like,
all the time.
or she's like giving the worst take on the economy in the world.
Well,
like,
she does liar face,
we
and
need
she does
we
liar
need 3
voice.
million more homes, and we need to finance this from
She-
Massachusetts state, taxpayers.
Yeah, she's the queen
Holy
of
smokes.
liar face and liar voice.
Yeah, she absolutely.
No, I don't
terrible.
know for sure she's lying. It's just there's a lot of telltale signs that people
I don't
are
think
being
she's- I
dishonest,
think-
and she hits the check mark.
I think she just believes her inner circle, which is made up of a bunch of idiots. And I think
Oh
that's how
man, that
works.
take is raw.
Yeah.
Raw.
Well, hey, speaking of raw, is what Johnny Deaton is going to do to the Senate seats. Hopefully, he can take this win massively. And again, guys,
That
go
was
check
Pete
him out.
Buttigieg.
I couldn't get it. Yeah. Oh. Key economic events in September to shape crypto markets here. Cryptocurrency investors are gearing up for a pivotal September with several major U.S. macroeconomic events. Guys, this is what you need to pay attention to for the month of September. And we're going to wrap it up with a beautiful, beautiful chart for you guys at the end of this. So make sure you hit that like button so I can show you guys this insane data point, because the month kicks off with the non-farm payroll report on September 6th. We still have 3 full days of just boring action until we are provided insight into job creation and the unemployment rate. Take these numbers as you will. They might be adjusted 4 months later. But prior to the NFP data, the jobs opening and labor turnover survey, the JOLTS report, would provide an initial glimpse into the state of the labor market. A slight decline in job postings may signal healthy economic conditions and possible future wage increases affecting investor perception. That's exactly what we want to see. Moreover, the ADP National Employment Report to be released on Thursday is going to give us a broad view of the private sector employment. The presidential debates, the biggest day of the week. Actually, it's technically a week from today, and we will be live streaming this. We're going to 100% live stream this. I don't care if it's at 10 o'clock at night. The most iconic presidential debate to ever exist between somebody that was propped up by the media, not even voted on by her own party, will be debating Donald Trump, who is being advised on for this debate by Tulsi Gabbard, who absolutely ran the floor, took Kamala's face, dragged it through the floor of gravel on a debate in 2020. This takes place on September 11th, and of course has put cryptocurrencies. Guys, I'm telling you right now, they're not talking about crypto at all in this debate. It is going to be Donald Trump just bashing. And I actually think it's very interesting because ABC, Kamala Harris, is trying to back out of the debate. Like, she's trying to run already.
Well, she doesn't want the mics to be muted.
Yeah, which is so funny because she wants Trump to ramble, but now ABC's like, no. It's not even Trump that's saying you can't change the rules. It's ABC, which is being the moderator. If you guys don't know this, it is Kamala Harris's lifelong friend. So it's like when your friend's saying, hey, dude, chill.
You saw Dana Bash's background too, right?
Dana Bash is just
her husband was one of the 51 that signed the letter.
Oh,
we're
really?
not going to talk about the letter. Might get us, deboosted in the algorithms, folks. And if you want to help us fight those algos that try to stop you from hearing the truth, hit that like button. It really does help us.
Dana Dash is just or Bash. What's her last name? Dash or Bash?
Bash.
It's
Dana.
Bash. Yeah, just like bashing
Data
ratings
Dash
on
was the old
CNN.
crypto channel.
Yeah, they're the mainstream media is dead, and it's very clear. It's because these reporters like Dana, they sit there, read a script, and they don't even like. Me and DZ have to do our own research. We have to conduct and put together information.
Johnny's
data.
like, what am I, chopped liver?
Well, in the morning he puts together news and stuff. But when we do our nightly shows and everything, like we sit down and we spend 6 hours going through charts and everything.
Sometimes
to build
days.
them.
I would spend days researching for one video that's only 7 minutes.
Yeah, and
like literally.
Dana doesn't do any of that. She just goes into her makeup room, has 7 people do her makeup and hair, and then she walks back out and reads off a script that is ran by a team and a producer that are putting together all those informations and scripts in real time for her to read off. They're fake. They're the real CGI. But another key level will be the producer price index for August, scheduled for September 12th. CPI will be huge. And of course, the CPI report September 11th, guys. The 10th, 11th, and 12th are going to be the biggest days of this month. And then the 30th, because that's my birthday. And that sparks the beginning of the bull run.
9/11?
You're welcome.
The VMAs. What a weird day to choose.
Wait, no. For the CPI report?
No, VMAs, the Video Music Awards. Something I used to care about a whole lot when I was 12 years old.
Yeah. Who watches that? Yeah.
I think a lot of Taylor Swift fans are going to.
Yeah.
Is that like what? I don't even know what. I don't ever watch this.
I haven't watched
What's
it in
it for?
years.
Like best
It's
musician?
the music one. Yeah, best music video, best album, best new artist. And then they have the dumb ones. It's like best dance in a music video. And the movie ones will have like best kiss. You know,
It's going to be a bunch of Sabrina Carpenter, Post Malone for switching to Complete Country, and T Swifty.
Yeah, it's going to be a T Swift sweep.
Yeah.
Swifty sweep.
Swifty sweep. Well, naysayers are going to say the dollar
Coke
isn't
dealer's
backed
name.
by anything. The dollar. Check this, guys. The dollar isn't backed by anything. This is why the dollar.
That was loud.
Is that loud?
Yeah, I got it though.
That's Drew's wish list.
That is actually Drew's backyard.
That is crazy.
That's if you come after Drew's chickens, get this.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That tracer's probably like 1 out of 20.
Now, some will
bullets.
say the United States is out of ammunition. I don't think so. That is absolutely
Here's
insane.
my impression of a Boeing executive.
Yeah.
Boeing executive. Well, let me pull. I want to pull up this chart here. So if you got anything you want to pull up really quick, I got to go pull this chart because I told the chat here, guys. 400 likes. We're almost there. It's 850 beautiful people watching, guys. We need 50 more likes for me to show you guys this amazing, amazing chart here. You do not want to miss this. So
Okay.
let me pull this up. while
We
you
got
do
a little
that.
Vitalik thing. There's a lot of controversy, and I even made a video of it. You know, is Vitalik selling? You know, I didn't get into the weeds of what he's doing with the money, but we saw on chain. So if you didn't watch the Ethereum video over the weekend, make sure you go watch that. I break it down completely. But he's saying he hasn't sold any ETH except, there's an asterisk here, Vitalik, to support the ETH ecosystem projects and charity. And so, TJ, let me ask you this. How is he paying his bills? Is he selling his old Bitcoin? Because, you know, he used to write for Bitcoin magazine, got paid a Bitcoin in an article, eventually rose to the top of like the management there. I mean, or is he selling some ETH to like pay a phone bill? You know?
Well,
I mean,
if
there's gotta be
he
some things.
let me ask you this: if he sells ETH, or if there's Ethereum that is sold and it's paid to him for his dev work, is that supporting ETH?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, you can
obviously
count that
he's
as something
spending
separate.
all of his time doing development for Ethereum. So.
Wait a minute. What about this? Another wrinkle. What if he's staking a whole bunch and like his rewards are in a liquid, like off? You know, what I mean, he gets some like sort of weird, technically not ETH because he's getting like MakerDAO liquid stake tokens and like, technically I didn't sell my ETH.
Who knows?
I can see something like that.
I think he's probably doing. I mean, I think he was pretty early in Bitcoin too. I don't think he's hurting too much for money. He probably doesn't pay too close attention. I think a lot of his long stored ETH is, you know, on hardware wallets in different parts of the world, kind of thing that he mentioned in the past. So, he doesn't really have a lot of incentive to lie here. So I guess I'll believe him.
Yeah, I would have to agree. But I think it's also like the dude developed the platform. It's like, you know,
does
Jeff
present
Bezos
himself-
sold off Amazon shares, you know.
Yeah, he presents himself as a credible actor. I'll give him that.
But even if he was selling, I'm not horribly mad at it. You know, like it's been out for 10, 12 years. Like,
Doesn't
Yeah,
really
I don't think
need
he's like
vitality.
walking away from the project or
no.
anything.
And also, he probably will though in 10 years.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, I
people
can see
need to
that.
like that's a long
Like Bill
time.
Gates and Microsoft.
Yeah, like why? Like just let it to the. At that point, it's so big.
You're talking
I don't
about
know,
the
interesting.
shadow in his pants?
oh gosh,
No, I'm talking about the shadow of consumers living paycheck to paycheck is what I was going to show you
Good
guys here
segue.
for the chart that you need to pay attention to. This coincides with, bottoms in the market. You can see here November 2022 right here. The moment when the most amount of consumers were living paycheck to paycheck tended to be the bottom of the Bitcoin market. And you could follow this with the liquidity in these portfolios. So over 65% of, U.S. consumers live paycheck to paycheck. Right now, we're at that same point that we were in November of 2022. You can see that your consumers here that are struggling, not only living paycheck to paycheck, but are having issues paying bills. What this means, these are individuals that are paying their bills, their medical expenses, their rent, they're putting their groceries all on credit cards. So they have 3, 4, 5, 6 credit cards. The average U.S. individual has 3 credit cards. That means that there is U.S. individuals in this category that probably have 6. That means there's some people that have 1. But in this case, until we start seeing this pull back, guys, this is the chart you need to pay attention to. As this pulls back, it's going to mean that more U.S. consumers are making more and more money. So being at a level that we were, again, in November of 2022, just tells me that this could be a very strong support zone that we are starting to create with Bitcoin's price action. So it could take longer. It could take months. It could take weeks. But what I would like to see is wages outpace inflation, which we saw for the first time really last month. The White House likes to lie and say it's been outpacing inflation in terms of percentage gains over the last 15 months. But the reality is, no, it's not. Groceries and the things that affect the consumers, not the 1%, the consumers, the 99%. Those individuals, guys, you may not think this, but people that live in San Francisco and Los Angeles, in Austin, Texas, or Miami or New York, they might be making 150K. They might be making 250K. These individuals are living paycheck to paycheck because the cost of living has gone up so high exponentially. They're paying $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for rent on their month. They're paying $1,000 for their car payments and their insurances and everything. Their monthly overheads are so much. They're still living paycheck to paycheck. So you want to see this pullback. And as soon as you start seeing this pullback, which we are starting to see, we are getting a bit of a pullover. What we really want to see it take place in is this last 20% here. This means wages are definitely either outpacing inflation or the cost of goods are coming down to a point where retail can start feeling safer. They can start having they can start increasing their personal savings rates. They can start, paying off some of their debts. They can start taking and splurging on those tech, whether it's a new iPhone or a new TV or investments. So this is the chart I'm watching right now. I'll continue to guys update this. The next one comes out, I believe, in like 15 days for a re-update to August's month on the overall consumers living paycheck to paycheck. And I'll keep you guys up to date on if this starts to pull back because this could coincide with a bottom in the Bitcoin market, guys. That's what I got for you guys today. If you guys haven't already, go watch last night's episode here. Top 5 reasons the crypto bull market is delayed. Goes over all of these in a very strong breakdown. And of course, guys, in the trade right now, I'm actually going to buy into this right now. Watch this. We're going to add into this one. I'm gonna finish off this live here. We just filled. I think the imbalance is about to fill. I want to fill this imbalance, and I want to catch this right now. We're starting to get a lot of buy orders coming on the 5-minute zone. What played out exactly happened. If I wasn't live, I think I would have probably sold here, re-entered here. But either way, we're DCAing into it. We're at break even right now. And I'm going to look to hopefully catch this for a bit of a swing here and what could be a bit of a double bottom price action here. So if you guys want to see what I do with this trade, make sure you guys go join the Telegram. Go hop in there by simply going over to the X account. Again, clicking on link.me. Sign up for the exclusive Telegram here through CoinW. And you guys will be able to track. And I'll let you guys know with a video when I sell and what I do with my positions. You guys, thank you for watching. You guys. Ow! Something like that.